What up, guys? It's Triplets Gaming. Here today, and I'm here to teach y'all. Sorry if I'm tired. I just finished. Here to teach y'all how to make Enigma Zone Wars. Now, every single aspect of this took me hours to figure out. So I'm gonna go in depth, straight to the point. No support creator code. I don't have one. Plus, I wouldn't do that. No ad. No fucking. You know what I mean? Straight to the point. Cause all these freaking YouTube videos be. You know what I mean. Anyways, let's load up to this creative game. This literally took me hours and days. I finally finished today, and it's super simple. It's just, well, it's a simple, when you say it is simple, it's really not, it's very difficult. But, so, first step, spawn pads. Spawn pads literally made me lose my mind. So, spawn pads, you can spawn in different groups, and there's 3, secondary, primary, and tertiary. And it took me a while to figure out how Enigma did his, so I kept like struggling over it until I realized, like playing on the map more, until I realized his spawn things explode, which destroys the primary spawn, which destroys the spawn, which sends us to the map. So I was like, let me test my theory. So let me show you what I did with the spawn pads. Okay, so I did tertiary. It really doesn't matter as long as island start is on. It doesn't matter, but I did tertiary for every spawn pad in this room. That's where you're gonna spawn before the game. And to test my theory out, I went ahead and did primary island start off for all these spawn pads and put explosive devices, which can be found here, devices under here, and here's the settings for it. You really don't need to, like, the only thing, if you're making Enigma Zone Wars, the only thing you need to worry about is the time it takes. But yeah, so that's all the settings for it. And then I set every single one of these are the spawn things. Every single one of these, I set them all to secondary. And then I tested it. So after hours and hours, I tested it. Closed. And you spawn in the Zone Wars. That was simple, figuring it out. As long as you remember that his things explode, that's what the problem was. That's why I didn't get it. So I got it. I figured it out. So once I figured that out, I was done with the spawns. Now move on to the zones. And the zones are very difficult. Spawns are simple. The zones are very difficult. Now when we move to the zone, we have 2 zones in Zone Wars. The one that moves forward. The one that moves forward in the front, the one that moves forward in the back. Which keeps a zone in the middle, just like regular Battle Royale. I have a curve in my zone. These are all these blue things are barriers shaped to how I want them to be. I have a curve to my Battle Royale. My Zone Wars. So right here, curve. So I'll teach you guys how that works. But let's start with the back and forth zone. The back and forth zone, Enigma's back and forth zone have multiple zones that warns the player. So let me show you how he does that. Okay. So most people when doing Zone Wars, what I mostly did was start 2 zones and put the golf cart right here, spike trap golf cart right here, so it slides down, starts 2 zones. And I put the other zone in the front. I put the other zone in the, this is the front zone, right? The other zone in the back, I'll do the same thing, but put it in the back and under it, like two spaces under it, 2 blocks under it, so it wouldn't trigger these again. Or you could just make it simple for yourself and put these on only when not sweeping. But that's how I used to do it. But studying Enigma's thing, I realized how he did it, how he did the multiple zone thing. So what he did was, I think he has 4 or 5 zones. So what he did, what Enigma did with his zones, front and back zone, was he made them, so he made, I think it was 3 blue ones and 1 red one, so okay, so, and he put them all on only when not sweeping. And then once the golf cart fell onto this one, it would send 4 separate zones. And the cool thing about this is, the different speed you set this to is how close you want the zones to be. So look, it wasn't very close together, now it's going to be closer together. And when you put it up, it's going to be even closer together. And it takes a while, like, see a difference. Like, let's put it all the way up, closer together. It goes closer together as they go. So, but the reason you don't see a difference is because these are not very low. So let me set all of them. Let me set all of them to 25 real quick. Okay, all of them are set to 25. So now we're gonna set this to 10. Let's see how close they are at 10. Not very close. Alright, let's go to 20. They're getting closer. 30. And this is what I estimated Enigma had on his, depending on how close they were. This is what I estimated on. He had his on 70, which made them very close together like that. See how they're close together? Now, if these were bigger, they'd all be close together. So, that's how he did his front and back zone wars. He had the golf cart trigger this, which set those off, and he had that's the front one. He had the other one down under the map, 2 blocks beneath, so it didn't set off those. Or only not sweeping, put the setting on that, only not sweeping, so it doesn't set off those. And he did the same exact thing, rinse and wash, which started chain reaction. You got 2 zones, okay? So now I'm going to show you how I did the curve. This is how I assume, because this is based off this is based off straight thinking about Enigma's zone wars. This is how I did the curve. This is how I assumed he did the curve as well. So, map load. Okay. Under the map, my zones only got two layers though. One front and back, 2 layers. But the one that I'm about to show you, the one that starts on the curve and goes towards there, the ending, has 4 layers. I just felt like doing it different. I don't know why. See, 2 layers, red and blue. So this is how it works, right? You have to time. I think he timed his zones. So let me show you how that works. Let me just start the game real quick. He timed the zones and sent signals to the other zones to start as soon as the first zone's finished. So let me show you how that works. If you're confused, go in the comments, ask me a question. I'm always here to help. So these zones start, right? This is the front zone. Back zone's right there. This sends a signal to this, and this sends a signal to this, which start the back zone. Okay? This sends a signal to both of these, which is both on not sweeping, which go. Okay? So, and this is the front zone. This is the front zone. This is the signal that is traveling along with the front zone. Okay? So, and this is the back zone, like I said, and this is the signal traveling along with the back zone. Have it going the same pace as the back zone. See how this is the back zone, this is the front zone. It's traveling with the back zone. That's how you want to have the pace. It takes a couple trial and errors, but you can get it. So this is traveling with that, which sets off the infinite loop that closes off. This signal sets off the infinite zone that closes off the path of going back to spawn, which closes off and sets a new pathway to going forward. So that you'll see right here. And this zone sets off these four, like I said. See, the zone sets off these four, which go over here and start, you know, the second zone. And like I said, this sets off the infinite zones right here, which stops you from going backwards. And this is what it looks like. See, can't go back. That's how I assumed Enigma did it with the second zone, and put a damage volume at the end, which is what I did, and started. And I mean, so it ticks and it forces you to, you know, fight or whatever you want to call it. But that's how I assumed he did his zone wars. Oh, obviously he put more details in it, like the texture of the blocks and stuff, but I'm not a tryhard, so I'm not doing that, fam. My friend's lucky I made this. So that's how I assumed Enigma made his zone wars. That's how to make an Enigma zone wars. If you like the video, like and subscribe. I could show you how to, in a different video, if you guys want, I could show you how to make the underground spawns, but I didn't feel like making that, so I just did the traditional. But if you like the video, like, subscribe, and share my content. It helps out a lot. Any questions in the comments? You know, I'm always active. I'm sorry I sound so tired right now, but I am. So thank you guys for watching, and I'm out.